baby steps are everything. I used to be this person who watched a lot of self improvement content. And when you watch self improvement content, you sort of get programmed to want to change. You get programmed to want to change your life. They tell you you can have all this money, you can have all these girls, you can have this amazing social life and a bunch of other things. And so it makes you feel like your life sucks, and eventually they just do a really good job of wanting you to improve. So they tell you to go to the gym, to start looks maxing, to try out meditation and journaling. And when you're a young teenager like I used to be, you start doing them. You start meditating, you start journaling, and life feels good. You're now 2 weeks in, you had so much motivation, you're feeling like you're finally becoming this disciplined person that can reach his goals and live a happy life full of money and girls and women. And then you stop. You could only last 2 weeks, and then you go right back to brain rotting 24/7 in bed. And then the cycle keeps going. You do all the good habits for 2 weeks, and it's 2 weeks of bad habits. And then 3 weeks of good habits, all of a sudden, you feel like this time I changed. Boom, 7 months of really bad depression, horrible habits, and losing all your friendships, and every girl's rejecting you. You want to take yourself out of this life. Well, that's how it was for me. And it was like that for me ever since I was 14 years old. So what actually changed? Because now I feel good about life. That's the most important thing. But I guess you want to know how I physically, emotionally, mentally changed. What are the actions I'm doing now that are way different from back in the day? Well, now I get at least 10K steps every day. I'm consistently going to the gym. I'm consistently working on my business. I've already signed, not signed. I've already sold my coffee catering service to a bunch of clients. I'm reading every day. I'm eating healthy. I've lost so much weight. And I've done all these things for 6 months. I've never been that consistent as so many things ever. And by the way, it wasn't this really fast habit building phase that I had that finally worked. As a matter of fact, I had many ups and downs. I had many downs. And these downs, I've had these downs before when I was in these ruts back in the day years ago. I would have these downs, and I would have these downs for longer. But now my downs, my periods of bad habits, I know how to bounce back way faster. And like I said at the beginning of the video, the answer is baby steps, bro. People are way too prideful. You think you're way too good to take a baby step. Every small action compounds. Everything you've done for your whole life has compounded into what you are now, into who you are now, into what you do now, into what you think now. And so, literally, when you need to sit down and do your homework, it's really taxing on your brain. You're going to say, I want to do it later. Because your brain perceives so much pain. It's so much like sitting down for 2 hours, feeling so much suffering in your head, trying to do some calculus or algebra. It's way too much. So, what do I want you to do? I want you to get out of bed and sit down on the chair. And after that, I literally give you permission to go back to your bed. I know, sounds crazy. The whole point was for me to finish my homework. And I don't know, maybe you won't do your homework that day. But that's how the habit starts. Maybe you won't realize it. Maybe my word isn't enough. But if you get out of bed and sit on the desk, maybe 2 weeks down the line, maybe a month down the line, maybe 6 months, 10 million years down the line, you're going to see the seed that you planted by sitting down on the chair. You're going to see it grown into a huge tree. Heck, you might not even remember when you laid the seed down. But the fact is, you're going to keep planting a bunch of seeds. And what do I mean by planting seeds? You have to take tiny, tiny actions. Do you want to start going to the gym? Don't think about going to the gym and all the social anxiety and all the physical pain you're going to experience once you're lifting the weights or doing cardio or whatever you're going to do at the gym. Instead, go put your shoes on. Go put your gym shoes on, your gym shoes and your socks. And after you put them on, take them off. I give you permission to not go to the gym. This will kickstart your transformation. And after that, there's so many other things you can do. You will fail, it will be hard. Odds are you're probably still gonna go in periods of bad habits for a while. I, I last week I was just like that. For like 5 days I consumed more brain rot, I ate more junk food, but I bounced back. And every time, the longer I'm on this journey, the faster I bounce back. And when you bounce back faster and when your baselines for a bad day are higher, because my baselines right now for a bad day are still getting 10K steps and not eating that much junk food and still working on my business. Before, my baseline for a bad day was literally being on bed literally the whole day. But once your baseline improves, then you're going to be able to actually be consistent. And you need consistency to be able to achieve whatever it is you want. All right, that's it for me today. God bless you. If you believe in love, or that all things happen for a reason, or in karma, or that humans have some type of purpose, or if you believe any philosophy that's not nihilism and hopelessness, then you're closer to believing in God than you think.